To the Asian man who challenged all black people to boycott all Asian businesses, I'd like to say thank you. We haven't seen a level of unity and camaraderie this large since probably George Floyd. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't know if black people would have ever gotten to this point where we all unified under one singular movement this way. Like, it is powerful. The Asian people are starting to feel the effects of what you have done. This is impacting your people more than it's impacting my people. We are uniting against this. You have destroyed Asian businesses. That's you. You did that. And I'd like to thank you for getting my people to work together on something like this. This means the world to me. And to the Asian people who are hurting because of the decisions and the words that this person has said, you know who to come for. He did this to you, not us. He said we don't want you guys, so we said okay.
Greetings everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again, and in today's episode you're getting to see that the Asian community is finally feeling the heat that is coming from the Black American community boycotting these Asian-owned businesses in black neighborhoods, and this comes after a devastating event that happened back in 2023 involving an Asian store owner known as Rick Chow, whereby there was clear evidence that this individual was involved in the unaliving of a 14-year-old Black American teenager known as Kamak Belton, and this outrage was triggered, that is, during the final review of the case in the year 2026, whereby judges ruled the case as not guilty, and this triggered massive retaliation from the Black American community, in which you're getting to see that most of them began an online movement that actually poured to the real world, especially in South Carolina, where this convenience store owner had committed these atrocities, and are getting to see that the Asian community are feeling the impact of blacks boycotting their business. And so in today's episode, I'll be taking a deep dive into this, and I'll kindly request that you watch the rest of this episode, and kindly don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the share button while I come with my commentaries at the end of this.
The hate is real. They done knocked out the windows to all these Asian-owned companies in the plaza where I work. Just take a look at this shit. They've knocked out the windows to all of these places. You see that? Come on down. Come on down. Knocked out the window here. See that? They didn't mess with the black barbershop, thank God. But you have to be careful the shit you say about the black community.
I got a question for you. Do you think that this was truly vandalism, or could this be an insurance claim? Because I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think.
Black people are boycotting Asian stores because an Asian store owner recently just offed a black kid. And this is the most stupidest thing ever. This is one of the most racist things you can ever do. And it's coming from black people. And I'm very disappointed, right? Because, you guys gone through the most, struggle in racism. So I thought you would be more understanding about, not turning things into racist issues immediately. But, here it is. You see a Chinese guy or just an Asian guy do something bad to a black guy, and you automatically start boycotting and stereotyping and grouping in all the other Asians. What the hell kind of logic is that? We do not associate with the guy. Have you seen a single Asian person, glorifying or saying that guy, he did it, then he did the right thing, that black kid deserved to have that happen to him? No. Who is supporting him? No one is supporting him. If the Chinese community was supporting that Chinese guy or Asian guy, then I would understand her boycotting everyone. But literally no one is supporting him. We're all condemning him. Show me one person who's supporting that Asian store owner. What are we doing? Why are you becoming more racist? Why are we fighting racism with racism? This is the most stupidest thing ever, bro. If anything, this is raising racial tensions between blacks and Asians. This is the most stupidest. You're just setting everyone back. This is so stupid. Please do not do this. Okay? I understand that, that black kid did not deserve to have that happen to him. Alright? And I agree. We all agree on that. Every Chinese person or Asian person, I can probably agree for them on their behalf. Okay? We all, that Asian guy did not, he's a bad person. He deserves to go to jail for a long time. We all agree on that. There's no need for you to start boycotting and become racist to other Asian stores because of this one singular incident. Are you stupid? What? If you see, your black friend doing this, genuinely please explain to them and calm them down, because this is not the right way to, combat racism.
Attention all black people, we are boycotting Asian businesses. Justice for Cyrus. I am walking in Beauty Town in Wardolph. the beauty supply store to let them know we are boycotting. Okay? Wow. It's kind of empty. It's quiet, but it's a few people in here. Attention, all black people. We are boycotting Asian businesses. Justice for Cyrus. I don't know if y'all heard about it on TikTok, but a young 14-year-old boy was shot and killed in the back for allegedly stealing 4 bottles of water that he did not do. The verdict came out in June, and the Asian man was found not guilty. Black people are boycotting Asian businesses, and that includes beauty supply stores, hibachis, curryouts, spas, and nail salons. Please shop black. Please spend your dollars elsewhere. Black people are not supporting this. We're not spreading hate. We are spreading awareness. Please shop black. Support your black businesses. Justice for Cyrus. Stop shopping it in here, black people. Huh? It's not black. No, it's not. It's Asian. Yeah. I'm trying to find black-owned beauty supply stores where we can shop. Have you ever heard of the Cyrus situation? Cyrus Belton, shot in the back by an Asian. We are not supporting Asian businesses. Y'all can do what y'all want, but I'm just spreading the word. It's all on TikTok. We're not supporting Asian businesses due to the murder of Cyrus Belton that occurred in South Carolina, which a 14-year-old boy was shot in the back by an Asian man. The verdict came out not guilty. We're boycotting Asian businesses. They do nothing for our communities. Nothing at all. Nothing. But y'all can do what y'all want to do. But I'm just letting y'all know. We're spending our dollars elsewhere. Black businesses. They don't value our money at all. I appreciate that. To all my followers, viewers, supporters, if you like what I'm doing and you're with the movement, please donate to my Cash App and support the cause. $FOXI22. That's Cash App again. FOXI22. Thank you so much.
So what you and I have got to do is get involved. You and I have to be right there breathing down their throat. Every time they look over their shoulder, we want them to see us. We want to make them pass the strongest civil rights bill they've ever passed. Because we know even after they pass it, they can't enforce it.
I'm going to say this, man, but this Asian boycott should be permanent. There shouldn't be no 2-month trend and then we back buying their bullshit like we did with H&M, we did with Target and all of these stores. This should be permanent. These people has been disrespecting black people for the longest time. This is not new. They've been doing it. There has been shooting black child in their head. There has been shooting black child in their back. This is not their first rodeo. They've been doing it. You feel me? They take the most from the black community when you really think about it. Most of the stores is set up in the black community. Most of this store, all over the fucking world, if you really think about it. In Africa, they're there. In Jamaica, they're there. They're everywhere. Leeching, acting as if they're doing black people some type of service by selling plastic rice, selling clothes that will fucking burn you, that will fucking get you sick, give you cancer, selling hair product that will give you cancer. So they do sell black people the bottom of the barrel when it comes to product. They don't sell black people the good shit. They sell black people the fucked up shit. And they purposely sabotage black businesses. They make sure to sell black businesses the stuff at a higher price. So whenever black people try to sell it back to other black people, they can't afford it. So they end up have to come back to the Chinaman to buy it, because they do it on purpose. They've been doing this shit, man. So this boycott should be permanent. This shouldn't be no temporary fix. This should be a permanent fix. This also going to highlight more black businesses. One, this will help black people health even more, because they be selling plastic rice. That ain't good for your health. They be selling fucking jankro, pigeon, disguised as chicken. They be selling fucking all kind of bullshit disguised as food. So black people should take this as a lesson, and take this as a blessing in disguise, man. Use this opportunity to uplift, promote black businesses, and move better from here.
I love when the black community says, let's boycott Asian businesses. Please do. We'll get rid of the Chinese takeout, the dry cleaners, the laundromat.
It is so damn ironic of you to bring up Chinese restaurants and dry cleaners and laundromats, because we didn't choose those jobs. We were actually forced into them due to the anti-Asian laws created by white Americans and white European immigrants. And the only reason why those businesses survived was largely because of the support of black people. But a lot of you bootlickers don't know your history. And for that, I'm gonna have to take you to school. Domain expansion. Infinite TED Talk. What's up, everyone? My name is Rainier, and this is the true history of boycotting Asian businesses. You see, before Chinese restaurants and gas stations and beauty supply stores, the first Chinese migrants were actually in America in the 1800s during the California Gold Rush, and then to build the Transcontinental Railroad across the West Coast. But when the gold ran out and the final train tracks were laid, the American economy fell into a depression, and poor white Americans and European immigrants started to feel threatened by Chinese labor. And so what do? They joined anti-coolie clubs, and they advocated for anti-coolie laws that would limit the opportunities of Chinese laborers and tax anybody who hired Chinese workers. The racism was so bad that Chinese people were hunted down in their neighborhoods, beaten up by mobs of white men, or just straight up lynched in the streets. This violence is a big reason why Chinatowns were created in the first place. They are ghettos. They are safe spaces where Chinese people could set up shop and live together. But because of these anti-coolie laws, the only businesses that they could set up and get financing for were restaurants, grocery stores, and laundromats. Quick side note, so you should definitely watch the Warrior series, because it's based on the writings of Bruce Lee, and it's set in the 1870s during all this anti-Asian racism. But even though black people were fighting their own freedoms at the time, they still took the initiative to speak up for Asians. And in 1869, the great Frederick Douglass gave the Composite Nation speech, where he said, "Let the Chinaman come. He will help to augment the national wealth. He will help to develop our boundless resources. He will help to pay off our national debt. He will help to lighten the burden of our national taxation. He will give us the benefit of his skill as a manufacturer and as a tiller of the soil in which he is unsurpassed." Then in 1871 in Los Angeles, a mob of 500 white men robbed Chinese businesses and killed 19 Chinese immigrants. Hatred was so commonplace that companies would release advertisements to sell their laundry products using anti-Chinese racism. And then decades later, when the Hoover Company needed to sell washing machines, they published this ad over here depicting Chinese laundromat workers being displaced by automation. Now, if you watched Sinners, you probably remember the two Asian characters over here who ran a grocery store. And a lot of people were kind of confused why they were included, but that's because many Asians who left the West Coast due to a lack of work and racism, they fled to the South to work on sugar and cotton plantations. Many of those same Asians set up grocery stores in those black neighborhoods, which means black people were speaking up for Asians in the West Coast and putting dollars into our businesses in the American South. Fast forward to the 1980s, when Vincent Chin was bludgeoned to death with a baseball bat by two white men who thought that Vincent was Japanese. Ronald Ebens and Michael Nitz recently lost their job at the Chrysler factory, and they blamed the Japanese car market for destroying the American automotive industry, and so they killed Vincent Chin. And when the Asian community needed to seek justice, who showed up for us? Jesse Jackson. I could honestly keep going, but I'm going to end on this note. If you know the Disney movie, The Jungle Book, then you know the author of the original book, Rudyard Kipling. But what you might not know is that Rudyard also infamously created the poem, The White Man's Burden, which symbolizes the pain and the struggle of being a white man who is responsible for carrying African, Asian, Latino, and indigenous people out of the jungles of barbarism into the promised land of civilization. But for a lot of you bootlickers, you seem to think that just because you're in another basket that you're better than black folks, even though we've worked on the same plantations and we've been lynched by the same angry mobs. You're trying so hard to get invited to the picnic, even though history has proven that we'll never truly be accepted by them. And in fact, history shows us the opposite. History has shown us that even though black people have no reason to invite us to the cookout, for well over a century, they have still had the heart to save us a plate. So to all you ungrateful Asian bootlickers out there crying about black people boycotting Asian businesses, just know that this protest doesn't come from nowhere. It came from over 100 years of showing love to Asian people and not receiving that same love and support in return. And goddamn, I think it's time that we need to return the favor.
My grandma always used to say, people always think the grass is greener on the other side, but you still got to water that shit. And every time I see certain conversations online, I always think about that. I'm seeing some folks say black people shouldn't be boycotting Asian businesses. Y'all gonna see what happened to y'all. And I'm like, what happened to y'all? What happened to us? What happened to y'all? That's the part that always kind of gets me, right? If black people don't matter, if the black dollar ain't valuable, if black people are doing too much, then stop taking our money. It's really that simple. Go on and get all them other dollars. Open your stores exclusively in communities where you feel like people don't complain, don't protest, and they don't speak up. Since we're such a burden, go and see how much it works out for you. The irony is black people have spent generations fighting for equality, not just for black people, but for everybody. And now a lot of people that benefited from the fight that black people did, they want to say, just be quiet and shut up. But if it wasn't for us, they'd be no you. And now some of the people who benefited from black folks opening those doors act like black people don't bring nothing to the table. And that's why I don't get offended anymore. If you truly believe black people have no value, stand on business. Stop taking the black dollar. Stop opening businesses in black neighborhoods. Stop marketing to black consumers. And this let us know when that little experiment works out. Because see, my grandmama also taught me something else. Folks don't appreciate water until the well runs dry.
Asian American businesses have been operating in black communities for 60 years. I'll say it again. The Civil Rights Act passed in 1964, and the United States opened the door to Asian immigration in 1965 to put immigrants in the way of black people. And this idea that the tension between business owners and customers is one of mutual cultural misunderstanding that could be overcome if they just got to know each other better, the time for that has long passed. And as I've said before, the problem with framing the misunderstanding as mutual is where one demographic owns the businesses and the other demographic has to pay. There's no mutuality. There is a power imbalance. The only situation that I could see being beneficial at this point would require Asian Americans to be willing to leverage their ability to secure the business loans, to secure supplier accounts, and to attain business licenses, to open in black communities specifically to hire black people to work in the businesses and to provide the professional development opportunities so that black people can become the leadership in the businesses in their communities. But I don't have a lot of hope that Asian Americans are willing to do that because the Asian American business owners that we see currently are not even willing to treat their black customers as human. So I fully support Black people boycotting these problematic businesses in their community. And I want to say that I think another thing that non-Black people aren't aware of is that it is not as simple as boycotting the businesses and putting them out of business and then opening your own to compete, because the system will find ways to still not give them the loans or rezone them so they can't open a business or not grant the business licenses. And suppliers are literally conspiring against Black people who have managed to open a business in their own community to not supply to them because they don't want Black people competing with the Asian American owned businesses in the community. So I wish that I had more to offer in the way of solutions, but I really don't. But please do not gaslight Black people with respect to what the issue is.
Well, if you've watched to this end, thank you once again, and let's get down to it. For Black Americans, when it comes to issues relating to the well-being of the members of their community, they are actually very loyal and supportive. That is when they decide to work together for a specific goal. And this time you're getting to see that the Black American community has finally decided to boycott these Asian-owned businesses that are numerous in most Black neighborhoods. And this was triggered by the Rick Chow case, whereby he was declared as not guilty after unaliving a 14-year-old teenager. And you're getting to see that despite of the fact that this event happened back in the year 2023, the verdict being given in the year 2026 acted as a trigger warning. And you're getting to see that Black Americans finally came together and began this massive online boycotting of these Asian-owned businesses in Black neighborhoods. And considering the fact that this boycotting began almost a month ago, we are getting to see that despite of most people claiming that Blacks are never committed in committing to a specific action, and most of them predicted that this specific boycotting wouldn't last that long, as within no time, Black Americans will go back to these Asian-owned businesses once again. But to everyone's surprise, the Asian-owned businesses in these Black neighborhoods are finally closing down. Most of them are complaining of a lower customer turnout, and also this is also entangled with the fact that most of these Asian-owned businesses in Black neighborhoods are actively getting targeted by the individuals in these neighborhoods, with some of them getting vandalized, and most of these Asian convenience store owners in Black neighborhoods getting threat messages from members of this specific community. And this can be explained as an act of retaliation to the innocent unaliving of a 14-year-old teenager, where nobody was held accountable to all these evil acts. And you're getting to see that it is the justice system in the United States that actually managed to show once again that it is never on the Black man's side. And so, other than this, we're getting to see that this tension between the Asian community and the Black American community goes back in time to show the anti-Blackness narrative that has always been common in this Asian community. And as we all understand, there was a massive influx of the Asian community, especially in Black neighborhoods, after the successful completion of the Black civil rights movement, and as acting as a way of trying to prevent these Black Americans in these Black neighborhoods from developing, there was a sudden influx the following year of Asian immigrants who managed to settle in these Black neighborhoods. And in doing so, we're getting to understand that the United States actually took an active part in creating this huge dissent that we are currently seeing manifesting between the Blacks and the Asian community. And one of the ways that they use is the fact that most Black entrepreneurs or business-minded individuals were racially discriminated when trying to seek loans to begin businesses, that is by the banks in the United States. And this was mainly based on this specific law known as redlining, in which you're getting to see that Black American individuals were strategically denied loans to begin businesses or buy houses. And in doing so, the Asian community on the other hand were being favored. And given the fact that there was a gap to be filled, that is in matters business, these Asian business owners were given loans, and they ended up opening these convenience stores in Black neighborhoods that eventually managed to become very successful. And for the Black American community, this was quite a slap on their face, given the fact that they were denied the same loans, and these loans were given to Asian community members who actually began looking down upon these Black American individuals. And again, another insulting factor is the fact that these Asian-owned businesses never reinvested the interest or the profits of their businesses in Black community leaving the majority customers in these black neighborhoods staying in poor conditions, while the successful Asians managed to expand their business or have better credit score that enable them to buy houses in better neighborhoods while still running these convenience stores in black neighborhoods. And actually, there is a term to describe this. It was famously named as the vacuum theory, in which the Asian community moved in to fill the vacuum or the gap that had been left, that is, in the black neighborhoods after blacks weren't able to get the necessary funds or loans to begin black owned businesses. And so, with the Asians seeing that they are being favored by the American government, they began having this anti-blackness mentality among them, and are getting to see that this anti-blackness has actually manifested to the recent times. And this is not the first time that you're getting to see an Asian individual doing evil atrocities against a black individuals and getting scot-free away with it. And this is something that has been fermenting for quite some time now, and you're getting to see that the recent verdict ruling of the Rick Chow case actually acted as the final straw in which the black American community has decided to fight back. And in doing so this time, they are not only boycotting these Asian-owned businesses, they are actually making online hashtags and movements to support the black-owned businesses that are nearby or close to these black neighborhoods. And this is a move to promote these black businesses to occupy this specific spot that was actually taken away from them due to the racist and discriminatory redlining rules that prevented black individuals from owning these businesses. However, there are some individuals who still have contradicting views based on this issue, and to them, they are believing that boycotting Asian-owned businesses is just scratching the tip of the iceberg and is not actually addressing the deeper issue, which is systemic racism that is actually affecting the black American community. And taking this word to the Asians is like fighting a shadow in which the body which casts this shadow still remains unarmed. And so to these individuals, they are suggesting that the black American community should put up more initiatives to fight this systemic racism, to fight the white supremacist system that has always discriminated and prejudiced them, making them be in the current states where we're getting to see that the Asian community is actually looking down on them. And so for the Asian business owners, the impact is being felt in real time, with some of them being reported to close down their businesses. Although there are not any specific data to show this, but based on multiple social media reports, we're getting to see that this is what is currently taking place in the United States. And you're getting to see how Black Americans are actually reacting to this and how long will they be able to carry out these Asian businesses boycott to the latter. Well, it's just a matter of time. Again, this gets to mark the end of this episode. Thank you once again for watching to this end, and kindly once again don't forget to hit the like, subscribe and the share button, and see you in the next episode.